It's time to stop being afraid of JPEGs. What? Shouldn't you always use a format that doesn't compress your photos, such as Camera Raw or TIFF? Aren't JPEGs bad? I'm Linda Satgas from I'mAPhotoHero.com, and I'm going to give my very biased opinion on this topic. First, let's debunk a few myths. Myth number one, a JPEG loses quality every time you open and close it. Not true. There's no loss of quality if you open and close a JPEG without editing and saving it. Nor is there loss of quality if you duplicate the file by simply making a copy of it or renaming it. If you open a photo and edit it and then save it, or if you open it and choose File Save As to make a copy of it, that's when you lose some quality. So if you need to make a copy, just do it on your computer. Myth number two, when taking photos, a RAW format is better than using a JPEG format. That depends on what you mean by better. If you mean that the Camera Raw format gives me more photo information and gives me more editing options, then yes, it is better. But if buying a higher-end camera or carrying one around every place I want to take photos isn't an option or is inconvenient, then it's not better because I'm missing photos. I do have a camera that allows me to use a RAW format, but I take 99% of my photos on my cell phone now. And they're a heck of a lot better than the photos we took back in the day on our little Instamatic cameras. Remember those? They took terrible pictures, and a whole generation of us has the photos to prove it. But less than perfect photos are better than no photos, right? So back to my point, and the quote I'm sure you've heard before, the best camera is the camera you have with you. And our cell phone cameras are getting better and better. Myth number three, JPEG is a bad format. Not true. It's a good compromise between image quality and file size, and it's an easy format to use. Is it the highest quality format you can possibly use? No, but if you have sufficient resolution and size, you still get great photos. In certain situations like precise color matching or crisp type or larger blocks of color, a JPEG doesn't work as well. But for most family photos, a JPEG looks great and means the difference between getting the photo or not. Let me wrap this up by telling you my photo editing workflow for large, high-resolution JPEG photos. I'm not talking about those small web photos that have already been reduced in size. I try to avoid editing those whenever possible. The photos I'm talking about are JPEGs from my camera or cell phone, or from scans. I open the photo in Photoshop, and if it's a good photo and only needs one or two little tweaks, I make the tweaks and choose File, Save to save it, and then choose a quality of 10 and click OK. I don't use the maximum quality of 12. I find that using the top quality setting actually increases the size of the JPEG for no detectable, to my eye, difference in quality. If there's more involved than a quick fix, I save it as a PSD, which is a Photoshop file, so I can use layers and actions to get the editing done faster. And I save repeatedly throughout the editing process. The PSD format uses lossless compression, which means it might compress the image when you save and close it, but the compression doesn't throw information away. So this is good if you want to close the image and come back to it later. When I'm finished editing, I save the PSD one more time and then choose File Save As and save it as a JPEG. I usually add -edited to the end of the file name as well so it doesn't overwrite the original file. By doing that, I end up with three files, the original JPEG, the edited JPEG, and the layered PSD file. The main reason I keep the PSD file is because I teach Photoshop and photo editing, and I might want to use that photo as an example, or I might want to work on it some more. So that just keeps my options open. Well, that's my opinion about JPEGs. What's yours? Let me know in the comments. If you've enjoyed this information, I invite you to click the subscribe button and also click the bell next to the button to be notified when I upload a new video. I'm Linda Satgas with I'mAPhotoHero.com, where we empower you to turn your shoeboxes of photos into shareable family stories.